Hello everybody and welcome back to another Doctor Who vinyl record review. It is that time of the year once again, April to be exact, and it is of course Record Store Day. Yay! And that does of course mean, once again, Demon Music Group have released yet another Doctor Who vinyl from the obscurities of the Doctor Who merchandise world, as this time round you do not have an original television soundtrack from the classic series. We in fact have an audiobook starring David Tennant himself as the 10th Doctor, and it is of course Dead Air, as written by the now Big Finish writer James Goss, who has of course written a lot of Big Finish audio dramas. I believe this was one of his first ever Doctor Who contributions, so this is the first ever time this has been pressed onto vinyl. It features two 140g vinyls on a lovely green swirl design, and as always with the vinyls for Record Store Day, to start off with, they are available via indie record stores throughout the UK. They're not available via online retailers the likes of Amazon and HMV. It's all about supporting your local record shops and dealers. And I do believe that Record Store Day is also in the US as well, a little bit later on this year, where they have a very similar list of records released. And then after Record Store Day, I do believe a week or so later, I do believe that some of the stock starts to appear on the online websites for those indie retailers and sometimes Amazon, although last year's Record Store Day release didn't go online. So yeah, probably one of your best places to pick this up if you do not have your local record shops stocking them is going to be third-party sellers on the likes of eBay. So for Record Store Day this year, we do have this Doctor Who vinyl. However, I actually went into store as well and got my own vinyl. It is one for my own personal tastes. It is Sam Fender. It's one of his little 7-inch Alright and the Kitchen Record Store Day exclusives. I don't normally get the 7-inch ones, however, I decided to get this one because I do like his songs. Yeah, it's got a little swan on the front and then the kitchen sink on the back. But yes, I'm trying my best to show you throughout these videos that I do not just like Doctor Who, there is other things going on in my life. Without further ado, let's take a look at the product itself. As is pretty common with Doctor Who vinyl records, this record does come wrapped in cellophane to protect it when on the shop shelf. It does in fact also have a sticker at the bottom presenting that this is a Record Store Day exclusive in the UK for 2022, celebrating 15 years, as well as stating that this is an audiobook read by the 10th Doctor himself, David Tennant, presented across two 140g LPs in a Soundwave green vinyl design. Taking a look at the record cover art itself, it is considerably simplistic and kind of takes on a similar style to that of the Time Lord Victorious record release from last year. Taking a look at the side, we do of course have a rather simplistic whitey cream background, although this ensures that the text stands out quite a lot. At the top we have the current era Doctor Who logo as well as the BBC logo fitting in rather well, and then below this we have Dead Air in a lovely bold typeface, presenting that this episode has been written by James Goss and it is an original audio adventure read by David Tennant. At the very bottom of the record sleeve, if you look very carefully, you can also see the shadow of the 10th Doctor, mimicking the same actions as the central image, which is a rather nice touch. Given that this was an audiobook which did originally get released some years ago, it is nice to see that we do have an exclusive cover art that suits the LP format. At the very top we do have David Tennant's head. I do believe that this is simply a little bit of Photoshop, so the image does look very sharp and stands out a lot on that white background. In particular, we have the various spiky bits of hair coming off to the side, which looks very cool indeed. And then as for the actual head itself, of course we have a lovely sort of ambery orange glow, really picking out David Tennant's features, a very pointed nose and those piercing eyes. It looks very detailed indeed. Of course, the 10th Doctor is reaching out, and between his fingers we have this orangey glow coming from between. This is either a planet or a lens flare. Of course, Russell T Davies' Doctor Who did love a good lens flare, so it is rather relevant, I suppose, to his era. And then what is really clever is that they've kind of encapsulated the location of the story within the 10th Doctor's pinstripe suit. So as you can see just under the neck, we do have the reveal of the shirt there, and then the pinstripe at either side. But as we go down the piece of artwork, that pinstripe kind of blends into the sound waves that is then emanating from the radio on the boat itself, which then also kind of overlaps onto the text towards the side as well, which is a really clever design choice. As for the boat, I do believe that this is simply just a stock image, which to be honest works quite well. And then towards the bottom we have the sea waves looking very dramatic indeed, splashing against the side of the boat. And another clever blend has taken place here as we have the blue of the sea blending into the blue of the vortex of Russell T Davies' Doctor Who, which again is a lovely design choice, very simplistic, very minimal, but very effective. As we turn towards the back of the record, this time round we are going under the sea, and this looks very tropical, very warm and very pleasant, and it makes me think it's probably not the English Ocean at all. Towards the bottom we do have the reveal of the seabed with lots of various alien looking rocks, although to be honest it's probably just the Earth's seabed. And then towards the right hand side we do have what appears to be a little bit of a shipwreck and some rather mysterious looking objects towards the side. One of which is in fact a film can. Is it a missing episode of Doctor Who? Who knows? I love the way the light is once again shining off this and kind of creating a lens flare across the rest of the image. Towards the left we also have a little bit of company information nicely hidden away in the bottom corner. As we turn towards the top, again lots of lovely shades of blue have been used on the image. It does look rather oversaturated but nicely stands out, and of course in the centre we do have a little bit of a description about the story itself. This includes a quote from the story, including "Hello, I'm the Doctor, and if you can hear this, then one of us is dead," which is a lovely way to start a conversation. And then below this we have a little write-up about the story itself. Despite the fact that this is a double LP release, they've decided not to do a gatefold sleeve this time round, with both of the record sleeves sliding into the side of the cover, very much like how you would have on a single LP release. As for the actual sleeve design itself, this is pretty much the same for both of the records, continuing the sea theme. So on the first side we have this rather lovely but ominous looking storm with the waves there at the very bottom splashing, and then a rather dark sky above with lots of clouds. On both sides we do have two quotes from the story, so one of which is "There's a monster on the loose and it's my job to hunt it down," so that's definitely the Doctor that said that. You can just tell it's got the Doctor's words all over it. And then the other one is "Merrily, merrily, merrily, life is but a dream," of course from the nursery rhyme. And then flipping these around to take a look at the next side, we get another quote, and then below this the production credits for the story itself, stating who the episode was written by, as well as some details about the script itself, the sound design, the project editor and the executive producer. And as for the other record, we don't have any further production details, but instead we just have another quote, once again complemented by the rather nasty sea waves beneath. And then finally, the thing that we are all here for, it is the record itself. Now this is a design that is in fact rather difficult to pick up on camera. As per usual, the promotional images for this product did make it look like the vinyl was much greener than it actually is in real life. So this isn't a transparent record this time round. The main base colour is this lovely lighter green which has been used, and then over the top we have an ever so slightly darker green. But overall the texturing on this kind of creates a swirl pattern, almost a bit gel-like in a way. It's very unusual to look at. Of course, the beauty of these records is not one will be the same. Every single record is unique due to the way that it's made. So you have lots of lovely swirls, and then the same applies to the second record within the set as well. Lots of lovely shades of green, and generally as well a nice pattern throughout with these different, almost looking like a sky sunset, but in a weird greeny pattern. And then of course in the very centre of the record itself we do of course get the Doctor Who logo, the title of the story once again, as well as stating which side of the record you are on. As always with this series, I think that if you're a fan of Doctor Who vinyls, then this will be another one to add to the collection, and I do like the obscurity of it. It's an episode that I had absolutely no idea about when I heard that this was coming out, and I did expect another classic series story, I must admit, but it's nice that we're getting something a little bit different, especially when the Who vinyl series is released pretty much on a regular basis anyway. So yes, this is one for those of you who like collecting Doctor Who records, however, want something different for the case. So thank you very much for watching this review. I really hope you have enjoyed it. Of course, stay tuned on the Host Productions for regular Doctor Who content, including fairly regular vinyl reviews. Of course, on that note, have a nice day. I shall see you all next time. Bye for now.